The doctors wouldn't talk to me about the specific case, but in an email correspondence between the doctors and the insurance company, the doctors said they weren't happy about working with a U.S. firm. They said it didn't help that they weren't being paid for the prenatal visits. Police say they've maintained a strict position on the fireworks ever since the Stanley Cup riots in 1994. Back then, police were even trying to push City Council to end the fireworks altogether. Another notch in the belt for Vancouver's no-fun city reputation. With winter headed our way, many homeless people feel like the shelter is their safest haven. The phone acts as a placebo, so it still provides the activity and the comfort of holding something like a phone instead of a piece of brick. And the response to the purchase, they say, has been overwhelming. I mean, $18,000 come on in just 3 days.
Comfort, you say? So it's a teddy bear.
Pretty much. The Department of National Defense has confirmed the sale of Jericho lands. That's 52 acres of property between 4th and 8th Avenue just west of Alma. It's full of green space and a few old military buildings. It's being sold to Canada Lands Company. That Crown Corporation can sell it then to whoever it likes. This plane crash happened over an hour ago and flames were visible from a very, very far distance. Almost immediately, airport fire was on scene along with Richmond fire. Now the firefighters applied foam to fight this stubborn blaze, and you can see the remnants of that foam right now on your screen. The roof has completely collapsed and caved in on them. There is one victim, and it appears that he has been shot several times. I hope that, they take on something like this here. It's something you don't generally think about, but it's an important issue, and it should be a necessary service.
Nothing of social media and Twitter had a bit of a disdain for it. Then the riot happened, and it went viral, and people started calling on me to tweet. So
Anderson
I'm a
Cooper.
convert.
That's what they were calling you. I remember.
Right. I didn't raise it for that point. Get on with the show.
Look at her. The underwater egress escape training, also known as the dunker, is important for anyone flying regularly over water, which she does.
It only takes a few minutes before this car is hauled away. It's 3 p.m. That means no parking till 6 p.m. on the 800 block of West Broadway. Around the same time last week near the same location, Kim Adams was sitting right here outside Cafe Artigiano enjoying a cup of coffee with a friend. Another ordinary day.
The SUV had been hoisted. The tow truck driver was behind his wheel.
Another ordinary tow truck hauling a vehicle away, but things quickly changed.
That was when the very horrific event unfolded, where the back passenger door of the SUV flung open from the inside, and I saw a little child.
Adams says the girl looked to be around 6 to 8 years old.
Extreme emotional distress, crying and screaming actually.
But she wasn't alone. There was also a baby inside the car next to her. What happened next sent Kim running towards the children.
She was poised on the seat to jump down to the curb to escape from the truck. At that time, because the SUV was hoisted, it was quite a distance. So, by that time I had run up to her and she was down on the curb. I had my arm around her, trying to comfort her.
Until her mother returned from getting food.
The company admits it was a policy error on the driver's part. He should have checked to see if anyone was inside the vehicle before hoisting it.
Now Buster's Towing says it's reviewing protocol with all its drivers, but a spokesperson for the company says a driver involved is being disciplined.
Very shocking, certainly when kids are involved, and in fact scary. And I can also tell you that the driver was as traumatized as anybody.
And so was Adams. As she comes back to the very spot she saw it all happen, she's grateful that she could be there to help prevent the towing, hoping that by sharing the dramatic tale, she can help others look twice before they tow. Negar Mojtahedi, CBC News, Vancouver.
Now that you found me, how long will you stay?
To the end of time.
Love at first sight. They say it only happens in the movies. But today, Nina Schmidt and Jared Greff proved otherwise.
I was at a state of my life where I was like, I'm not gonna meet the right guy. But there he was on the bus.
It was April 18th, 2012, that fateful day when a girl from Germany and a musician from the prairies laid eyes on each other. Then magic happened on the number 3 bus.
We had eye contact the entire time, and then a seat got available next to me, so he stood up, sat down.
Finding true love on public transit? It's a new one, not even found in the movies.
We only had 3 blocks really to actually talk before she hopped off the bus. So I told her to stop by the hair salon that I worked at.
And she did. That led to their first date at a bowling alley.
My ball skipped my lane and into somebody else's and knocked a few of their pins over, and my pants kind of fell down, and I mooned Nina on our first ball of our first date.
TransLink provided the bus for the couple as a part of I Love Transit Week. It's time in the year where TransLink celebrates love for transit. Guests on the bus knew they were coming to a wedding, but had no idea where that wedding would be.
Well, I was quite surprised, but knowing Jared, anything's possible, eh?
It was the most unique wedding I've performed, and I'm never on a bus before.
Buses will always carry a special meaning for the couple.
It was just like the symbol for our love. So yeah, every time we think about the bus story, we're just like really thankful that that happened.
As for the honeymoon, well, that's a surprise too, which is no surprise. Negar Mojtahedi, CBC News, Vancouver.
Just walk like a block down and there's cigarette butts all over the ground here.
It took John Zoltoroy just 5 minutes on Denman Street to collect more than 300 cigarette butts.
I think that cigarette butt litter is a terrible thing for our city, and I'm glad to see a recycling program getting started with it.
The recycling program was just a pilot project for today, but organizers from the West End Cleanup Group want to make it permanent. They're sending a petition to the province to implement a deposit on cigarette butts, much like deposits on bottles. Each butt would be worth about 1 cent.
So this system, I think, would really alleviate the problem to a large extent. Plus, if people just understand that it is litter, dispose of it properly.
Today, the group gave away 10 cents for every butt collected just to demonstrate how effective the program could be. In the first 25 minutes, they gave away more than $200 in refunds. Money wasn't the only reward for this former smoker.
This is my lung cancer, and everybody else's lung cancer.
They're toxic. They're toxic as hell. I mean, I'm a smoker myself, but I wouldn't want the stuff that I'm putting in my lungs dumped into the environment.
Inside a cigarette butt, you'll find a form of plastic. It's called cellulose acetate. It's not biodegradable, which means it takes up to 10 years to decompose.
The toxins inside are detrimental to marine life and animals. Take this jar of cigarette butts, for example. You can see the toxins oozing out after 24 hours. These smokers throw their butts down on the ground.
I throw them on the ground. I think I'm just used to it.
After seeing John collect them and learning about the proposed deposit, they're thinking twice now.
I feel guilty about it.
As for John, he hopes to see BC lead the way in cigarette butt deposits.
I really do hope that this recycling program becomes an actual thing.
So that smokers can rethink where they put their butts. Negar Mojtahedi, CBC News, Vancouver.
Today, the Z10 made its debut in the crucial U.S. market. It's a major test for the Canadian tech company. New Year's resolutions is 2013, and many people are heading to the gym to try and get in shape. So fitness clubs are busier than usual at this time of year, of course, but they can also make you sick.